Hello ladies and gents, my name is LessThanPi, and welcome to the LessThanPi Art Show. It's the only art show on YouTube that isn't about art. Today I'm drawing, yep, you guessed it, Toadstool Tech Peach again. This time over I'm doing a little contest with the art. I'm going to be giving away prints. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give out details about that and how to get them. But today's topic is about competitive SmashBoards through the eyes of a spectator. Specifically, the eyes of spectators who are not masters of the game. First, I want to say, even though we've come a long way with Smash, I don't think we've even chipped the tip of the iceberg yet as far as Smash as a spectacle. I'm going to throw a few facts here. Now, Smash Brothers Melee set records for fighting games anyway, with over 130,000 congruent viewers for EVO's 2013 event. That's a bunch of people. Smash Invitational, it destroyed that record, nearly doubling it with 250,000 viewers. 250,000. That's a lot of viewers. But when you compare that to Riot Games, LCS series, they get that amount every weekend, you know? And I think Riot still holds the all-time record for a video game stream with like 30 million views for the World Cup last year. Just put things into perspective, we have quite a ways we can go. As a community, we started before the internet was really what it is today. We were at the infancy of online console gaming. There was no real social media, no YouTube, no streaming. However, through SmashBoards.com, we were able to link ourselves together and form this Smash community. And shortly after Melee's release, we were on the boards using it to meet with one another and figure out who was the best at the game. As that became larger, as tournaments became larger, we sought out players to fund those events. I think with these as our core foundations, it has never been, or at the very least, at the very, very least, it wasn't until recently that the goal was to draw a casual viewer. I've always been focused on hardcore players, because that's how we got our events moving. With Nintendo and Riot's events, their sole goal, their sole purpose is to make the experience for the casual viewer. So specifically, what is the Big N and Riot Games doing that we as a community are not? Well, let's explore that a bit. 6 weeks before E3, Nintendo announced the Smash Brothers Invitational and the Smash Fest at Best Buy. Using a funny short feature, the Nintendo of America president and superstar, Reggie, I can't say his name, Reggie. And 2 weeks before the Invitational, they made another video featuring 16 Smashers and 3 commentators from the Smash community. They also announced the GameCube controller adapter for the Wii U. Nintendo did an excellent job of keeping interest and raising awareness for this event. This was targeted only at spectators. Their goal wasn't to pull in professionals of the game, masters of these games. I think they did a great job of using people to make a human experience that the spectators could connect with before the event had even begun. Now with EVO, in my opinion at least, did a very poor job of getting their event out there beyond that core gamer audience, that core hardcore gamer audience. It was mostly through word of mouth that you heard about EVO, and very little effort was put in to advertise it to anyone who wasn't a part of that core gaming audience. How awesome would it have been to have a commercial with the top 5 Smashers? Even with a very small budget, someone at EVO or within the Smash community could have made a commercial for each one of these players. Something like Mango holding his trophy, looking at the camera, and then a narrator says something like, "Will he keep his title 2 years in a row?" And he flashed scenes of the event. "Find out at EVO 2014. Insert date, insert time." Or you can do something like, "Hungrybox. He's from Florida. Enough said. Melee at EVO 2014. Yeah, I got a terrible voice for this stuff. Or you could call the viewers to action, do something like, "Last year we broke records." You show some cool footage, people screaming, "Oh my gosh, whoa, look at that. Oh, F tilt to forward smash." I don't know. Were you there? Don't miss EVO 2014. Insert date, insert time. And you promote these commercials through SmashBoards and social media, and then it catches on. People start watching it. You know, like what you'll do with this video. Another huge thing for these events are commentators. And I think we've caught on to that, you know. Now we have Prague and D1, and they're almost synonymous with the competitive Smash scene now. Commentators are that human connection for the viewer. They're someone who the viewer can instantly relate to. They're the entertainment in between and during slow points of the matches, and I think more importantly than all that, they are the bridge between the viewer and the complex actions and choices of these pro players. It's so important that the players who don't have a mastery level of the game can connect with likable personalities to bridge that gap in understanding for them. And there are a number of different ways to do that. I think Riot Games specifically does a great job of having a multitude of different personalities. You have people like Freak, who is always throwing out these silly puns to get a laugh, or people like Kobe, who are a little more calm and collected, pointing out different aspects of the game no one really knows or half the time cares about. But those are personalities that people can connect with, and I think that's important. During the downtime in a game, commentators elaborate and break down the major actions that had just occurred, right? Or they can give out tips to help new players or even experienced players replicate the plays that they are seeing or avoid the mistakes that they're seeing. Between matches, commentators can try and be a gateway into a player's head after a debilitating loss or an unbelievable comeback. It can turn, man, he's getting stomped, why am I even watching this, into, wow, I hope he can do it. LOL M2K. More importantly than all that, though, they help make these complex, masterful plays into something that's simple and easy to understand for people who are not masters. Remember, like last week, I said simple means more people. The easier it is to grasp, the more people will grasp it. Does that make sense? Even a really small comment like wow, what a great guess there. If he didn't wave dash right there, he would have been dead. That was huge for him. He really needed this to stay in the game. When small little statements like that can make the game much more engaging for people who haven't mastered it and get them more invested in the match. Once you get people watching the event, commentators have the most important job of anyone. Riot Games has invested a lot of time and energy and money into their commentators because they understand these ideas. We need more commentators like Prague and D1 who study the players, the game, and ways to communicate with players. Ways to communicate these ideas to people who don't play the game at high levels. I think once you have sponsors funding your events instead of players, there should be set commentators who are paid for their services. It should be made clear to sponsors that these personalities really add to the viewer's experience and keep them around to view the sponsor's product just as much as or more than the players themselves. Another big thing that I think we're missing, and I think this is what we're missing more than anything else, is getting the viewer involved. I know personally I could play Smash or watch a stream for hours on end. I've done it before. I'm sure many of you guys have done it before. But there is something wrong with us. We are not normal people. In fact, Sakurai calls us maniacs, and that's why. Normal people need breaks in the action, and oftentimes during our streams we don't give them meaningful or engaging ways to take a break from the action. One thing you notice at Nintendo and Riot events is that there are breaks in the gameplay. Riot does this expertly by talking with players after important matches, and further breaking down things and choices they made, asking about future matches. They do Twitter polls and ask questions to further get the spectator involved and go over these during downtime. At the Smash Invitational, they did a fan vote after every match. The crowd was involved. They could physically decide who moved on as fan favorite. Both Riot and Nintendo would cut to the crowd to get the reactions. That makes the spectator feel like they're right there at the event if you do it right, and it adds to the emotion of whatever the crowd is reacting to. But how do we, as a Smash community, do this with our streams? Well, I have a few ideas. It's not like some exhaustive list. There are unlimited possibilities to do this better, and definitely better ways than I'm suggesting. So, you know, be creative. But you can create a Twitter account for your tournament series and use that to poll viewers. You can show those results of the polls on stream. You can use it to have the stream viewers ask players questions during interviews. After high priority matches, you can run an interview, a pre-recorded one or a live one, with players instead of doing a low priority match that no one really cares about. Between pools and brackets, you can do small events like maybe a Mii Fighter free-for-all tournament, break the targets, home run contest, combo exhibition, whatever. Before finals, you can interview each player. If you have a long break between the top 8 and the rest of the tournament, film interviews and edit it up into short clips and show those before the start of each set. These are great ways to humanize the players too. That's really important. I think we're missing that in the Smash community too, but I'll maybe talk about that some other time. You can do live contests for viewers, things like that. Really get people invested, interested in what's going on and what's happening. Make them want to stay there. Remember, if the goal is to gain more viewers, you need to broaden the appeal. Getting the viewer involved and engaged with more than just the set is a great way to widen that appeal. You can keep it exciting and interesting for viewers, even if they aren't shuffling all their aerials or wave bouncing all their specials themselves. Yeah, so I guess I'll conclude with this. Like Nintendo, let's go out of our way and hype up our events, advertise them before they begin. Not just for the professional player, but for the casual viewer as well. Like Riot Games, let's invest more effort into our commentators and their experience with the viewer. And like both of these guys, you know, let's keep our viewers engaged during the event by giving them something to do besides just watch the match. I think the way we've been doing things works for us, and that's cool. But if we want to move beyond just us, we need to make it work for the casual viewer as well. Oh guys, all that said, I'm done. As always, God bless, be safe. I'll see you next time.